Hello beautiful people, and welcome back to a different type of base skin analysis episode, because due to the fact that River Game has implemented a lot of shiny things lately in the game, it's about time we are analyzing these base skins in a far more detailed way. So first of all, free-to-play players or low-budget players would say, Timmy, what's the point to watch this episode? I cannot afford to buy this skin. And here's the answer for you. You're gonna see in this episode my perspective coming from a player which, yes, can afford to buy this skin. And by the end of the episode, you're gonna see, will I buy this skin? Yes or no? And what's more important, you're also gonna hear my arguments in order for you to properly understand, are you truly missing out on something here due to the fact that you cannot afford to buy a skin? So let's start by putting this beautiful video on the screen, because from my perspective, this is still absolutely up to date, even though it's a little bit older. On top of this, I'm also putting now on the screen the amount of base skins which I possess right now, and not to mention that this channel has also videos in which you see me in the battle and not necessarily using such skins like the one from today, but rather using skins which are simply free, because the reason is they are giving me far better performance. So let's start to evaluate this May skin which is coming. And first of all, we have to mention that this skin is exclusively only for Navy. Now hold on a second, when it comes down to the holding in stock buffs, I will gonna specifically go very deep into that later in this video. But from this perspective, yes, this base skin will only gonna buff the Navy, and yeah, the tanks and the planes get literally nothing out of this. And in order to give this skin the best shot possible, I will gonna evaluate this skin from the tier 2 perspective and see, is this actually worth this $140 to $170 value. So before we start with the equipping stats, let me put this much on the screen in order to show you what are the most important slots in your March, and those are the slots 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So from this perspective, this skin will gonna give the first row a high 16% damage increase, which granted is great, but then again, it's only buffing 1 out of 2 most important rows in my March. Or in other words, if I am not satisfied with the amount of procs coming from my heroes from slots 1, 2, 3, if my heroes will proc from slots 4, 5, and 6, this skin gives me nothing. Good, but this skin also has a damage decrease, which applies for the 2 back rows, and again, it only buffs 1 of these 2 most important rows in my March. And also, I don't have to mention that the slots 1, 2, 3 are far more important than slots 4, 5, and 6. So yeah, on top we also have a 70% attack for all units on top, which we have to mention. And from this perspective, you already kind of smell where this is going. But we are not done yet. Let's jump into the holding in stock buffs. And here we see a Navy HP of 50%. Now, if you are a regular viewer of my channel, you know I definitely do not agree with such buffs. I would rather prefer to have an attack and HP buff for all the units. That definitely gonna tap me into buy this skin from only the holding in stock buffs. And on top of this, we see a 2% damage decrease, which is a normal value we are expecting from the skins. But hold on a second, is that nowadays normal? Because I don't think it is. So in other words, this base skin will gonna cost me between $140 and $170. But River Game decided to implement the Titan gear, for example, which means, in other words, yes, we have alternative when it comes down to spending money in TOPWAR. And let's go into the store here and just go to the valuable packs. These are not the best offers, but also not the worst offers. And also on top, I would like to ignore this beautiful coupon, which will gonna give me twice as that. And say with an average of $160, I can get up to 64 of these blue catalysts. Now, with a little bit hocus pocus or knowledge, whatever you want to call it, I have an expectation of 99.99%. I'm literally gonna get one rune out of these 64 blue catalysts, which is, yeah, the 10% damage increase, damage decrease, whatever you need. But my honest expectation would be 2, maybe if I'm crazy lucky, it's gonna be 3 runes. But let's just stick with 2 runes out of 64 blue catalysts, which represents a 20% damage increase or damage decrease, and this applies for all my slots. And not to mention, yes, these are literally universal because I get to choose on which unit type will I use these runes. So let's now move slowly towards this very important question. Will I buy this skin, yes or no? And before we do that, let me put this on the screen, which is, yeah, the most important thing right now in TOPWAR is the Titan gear. The second most important thing right now in TOPWAR are having the right heroes and of course slowly working and obtaining the level 5 exclusive skills for those heroes. And that's exactly what the base skins in TOPWAR can maximum, and I repeat myself, can maximum achieve from the strength versus cost perspective. It's rank number 3. Because while with the Titan gear and also with the heroes, you do have alternatives in TOPWAR to slowly grind yourself up. When it comes down to these base skins, the vast majority of them, except for the gachas, which we know they don't have crazy important skins in there, you literally have to spend money. So that's why this comparison and this video is absolutely super important. So the question is super simple. Timmy, will you buy this skin? Yes or no? And that's why it was also important for me at the beginning of the video to show you that I have almost all the base skins in the game right now, because I'm simply chasing the holding in stock buffs. And due to this Titan gear and special rune implementations, I must say, River Game, in order to tempt me to actually consider to buy this skin, you really have to go far higher with this holding in stock buffs. And I'm expecting something up to maximum 10%, which I know, yeah, it's crazy, but we definitely have to start to discuss these values up 7 or 8% damage decrease or damage increase. That will definitely put these skins back on my table to blindly say, whenever you're releasing one of the skins, to say, you know what, I don't care that this skin or other skins like this one, I will never gonna use them. I'm just simply gonna purchase them for the holding in stock. So, beautiful people, the answer is absolutely 100% no, I will not buy this skin even if I can afford to buy it. So that's the important conclusion of this video. So beautiful people, yes, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope this was helpful for you, especially to understand I don't see that you are missing on something here because of the fact that you cannot afford to spend this, because I can and I won't. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to support what supports you back, which is this channel since 2022. So please check if you are subscribed to this channel. Also share this channel with your friends. That definitely helps me and motivates me to carry on. And as always, yeah, don't forget to see me in the next super interesting episode. Ciao, guys.